Hello sweet friends, it's Sarah at Crochet with Coffee, and today we are working on our Wip Wednesday Thrift and Lift. So if you have not seen our other Wip Wednesday Thrift and Lift blanket videos, what we do is I take thrifted yarn that I have, I do a random pick, and I add it to the blanket. So as of right now, each week has been 3 colors. I don't know if that will continue to be that every week, but we'll see what happens. So let's get started and do our first pick. So last week we left off picking from basket 2. So we are going to start on basket 1 and we're just going to alternate. So this is the blanket that we have so far. We left off on this really pretty purple. I am holding thinner yarns, double or triple, just so that we can keep everything kind of consistent. Last week we went through a little roller coaster of how I wanted to hold the yarn depending on the weight of it. So if you want to check that out, feel free to check out the other episodes. And let's see what our first color is today. And if I have a really thin yarn, then I am going to hold that with another yarn, or if I can get away with holding it triple, then I will, but we'll see. All right, so basket 1, I don't think this shaking actually does anything other than cause chaos, but all right, so I'm going to pick all the way in the bottom. I don't know if you can hear that. My dog's down at my feet. Oh, yay. White. This says it was $1, and I guarantee I didn't spend $1 on that. It's probably a little bit tangled too. I just talked to you guys about white last week and how I thought it was so blah. And then it has its place, but it's just, yeah. I just don't feel like we're in need of a bright white yet. We have so much gray. We don't need anything more boring. All right, let's get to going with this white. See, I go down deep into the basket hoping that I'll get something good. And no, it ends up being just white. Boring. All right, so I am going to hold this one double. Sorry, triple. And then just tie it to my last color with a magic knot, which essentially is taking your old yarn and tying it to your new yarn with a half a knot, and the same with the new yarn to the old yarn. Let's see. I feel like this is going to be a little chaotic. I might need to untangle quite a bit. But anyway, let's chat while I do this. How is your week going? Do you have anything fun or exciting planned for this week? I know we're in the middle of the week today, Wednesday. I have not had anything interesting going on, which I always say that nothing is better than something bad. So I'm okay with a, low-key, not much going on life. All right, so I've got my end and I'm going to hold it. I folded it over double, and then once I fold it over, I'm going to do it one more time like that. And that is how I get my 3 strands. And then once you work and you get to that loop, you just pull the other strand through like that, and you just stretch out as far as you want to with that. And that's how I hold it triple. I am using a 9mm hook, and I'm just going to tie my new to my old and my old to my new. So like I was mentioning, I just do a half knot with the old yarn around the new yarn. Pull that really tight, and then you do the same thing with the new yarn around the old yarn. There's tutorials on how to do this better than me just randomly showing you with my fingers in the way. But then you pull that really tight together, and then you trim off those ends. And last week when I had that fuzzy yarn, I struggled with it staying on a little bit just because that yarn really likes to pull apart anyways. So I had to do a little bit extra. But then that is on there. It's not going to come undone. I use this knot for every time I need to change a color mid-row. That is the knot that I do. But anyway, I think I am going to watch some YouTube videos while I finish up this color, which I think holding it triple this skein will go by pretty quickly because it's a tiny skein, so that is good. So maybe that little bit of white in here will be nice to have, and then hopefully I get like a really pretty bright fun color for our next pick. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to watch while I'm crocheting today. If you have any channels that you enjoy, I would love to hear about that. I really like the cozy, you know, comfy, cottagey type things. So, I mean, I've mentioned before, I love It Is a Sarah. She is, she's Dutch. She's super sweet. I love her house setup. It just seems so cozy. So if you have anything that is similar to that feel, I would love to hear about some different things that you have found that you really enjoy. It's almost like she has a cleaning channel too on Instagram, but it's just like a mixture of just cozy housemaking or homemaking and just crafty. I love that mix. So if you have anything, share that with me. Love to hear and find new YouTube channels. I love movies that have that really cozy feel. And sometimes there's movies that I really love just because of the atmosphere. Like if I could watch it on silent or like skip portions of it or different things like that, there are some that I just love the coziness of it. And I'm not really like a romantic flick person. I don't really like romance stories. I like a lot of like suspense movies and mystery things like that. So I watch a lot of the movies that I like because I like the atmosphere, and it's not always necessarily the storyline. I just like the atmosphere. Like if it's a cool castle or a house or, you know, something that has like a little bit of like a mysterious feel to it. I love that as far as movies go. So if you know of anything cool like that, tell me all the things. I'd love to hear new stuff. But all right, I'm going to continue with this white. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So far, so good. Looks nice. But I mean, come on. I got pinks, I've got reds, I've got, you know, variegated colors. I need some bright. We need some energy in this blanket here. All right, so I'm gonna see what I can figure out to watch, and I will be back for our second pick, and we'll see what's next. Finished with the white. Go. Made it that far. And we're ready for our next pick. So I'm going to pick from basket number 2. Ooh. All right. I really don't think this makes a difference. Except that. That's what it does. It makes yarn escape. Ooh, I found a bag. What's in this bag? What is this? What is this? It's a Ziploc bag for 75 cents. No idea. They did not want this to come out. Double tape and Ziploc. All right. It is homespun. You can tell. Ooh, homespun with. All right. What's happening? What is this? I don't know. All right. Let's see. I've got one ball. There's number 2. All right, number 3. See, I wonder what this was what somebody was making with this, because they cut it into different balls and strands and stuff. They're all different, and it's homespun yarn. See, all right, so I've got 3 balls so far. Let's see, here's number 4. Yeah, I wonder what they made with this, or what they were trying to make. So this is one, I'll have to see if I want to hold it single or double. I will not do this one triple, because it's the thicker yarn. So I don't know. I'll try it single, I'll try it double, and see what one works the best. But this is crazy. That is crazy. It's not bad as far as being tangled goes. It's coming undone pretty easily, so that is a plus. Thankful for that. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is 8. You can check the floor, see if I missed any, because they were exploding out of that bag. So I have heard some negative things about homespun yarn. I would like to know what your thoughts are on it, because I think that I love the colors that they have. I think there's a lot of really amazing colors in homespun, and I've always wanted to get them because of that. I feel like crochet, unless it is specifically in a chunky way like we're making this blanket, which I think is the best way to do chunky yarns, I think that it is a struggle to work with, to see where your hook is supposed to go in the stitches. Those are my thoughts, but I don't hate it. I've heard a lot of people say that they really hate homespun yarn, and I don't hate it, but I think it's difficult to work with if you are working into individual stitches and not in a like a granny stitch like this. I think this is the perfect way to work with it. I also think that knitting would probably be good for this type of yarn too. All right, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins and one like 2-yard length piece. So that's what I have now. We're going to work with this, and I'll try it single strand, and then I will try it double and see which one I think looks the best. So yeah, I don't hate homespun, but I'm not like in love with it. I do think that the colors are gorgeous. All right, that's held single. Not bad. And I'm really just looking for consistency, so I think that held double. Yeah, we're gonna hold it double. And I'm doing the same thing since I landed midway through the row with the white. I'm just going to tie this. Oh, you guys, I got my wish. I was too distracted by that crazy, the crazy bag situation. I didn't realize I got my wish, and I got like some fun colors. This is a color I would say is on my list of favorites. It's like a rusty reddish color. I feel like it has some like purple. It's got like a purple through there. That's the thing I like about the homespun, is just the varieties of colors that they do within each other, and it's just a nice little mix. I did my scrunchie video. I had a pink, like a hot pink homespun yarn that I used in there. And I think that that one was a really pretty pink color. And the homespun was pretty. It had like some extra colors mixed in there too. All right, that is good to go. Yep, there's that color I needed. I knew I had some nice ones in there. Okay, I'll give you a look. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty. We needed that. We needed that one. Love it. All right, I'm going to finish working this one up, and I'll check back with you when I'm done with this one. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll do our next pick. All right, this color is finished. Yay! It's looking good. All right, I'm going to do one last pick because my husband and I are going to be leaving soon to meet some friends for dinner. So this will be the last color for today. We're back to number 1. Let's get our pick. Going all the way to the bottom. Let's see. Ooh, ooh. Another white. I want to skip this. All right, so again, I did not spend $1 on this floofy thing. Last time I used this yarn, this is the gray that I just used. Let's see. We'll show you. Yeah, the gray right there. That's the same thing as this. So, because this is going to, it's going to land, oh, well, this is good. It's only going to land, the white is only going to land on that much of the other white that we used. That'll be good. But I'm going to have a little overlap, and then the rest will be stacked. So that'll end up being 3 layers of white, at least, depending on how far this one goes. And I remember I held this single. I didn't double it with the last one. So find the end. All right, we'll see where this goes. I don't know. All right, so this is all from the outside. I like to work with the center pole, but I'm not going to try and find it on that. So let's attach this one to the last color. I'm hoping I need to leave in a little while. I still need to get ready to leave, but hopefully I can get this done by the time we need to head out. So I'm going to try and quickly work on this. Because this is being worked single, it might take me a little bit. So let's see. Let's have a race, see if I can actually get this done by the time I need to leave. And let's see. All right, I'll work a couple stitches so you can see this white fluffiness. Fluffy. All right, I will be back. See how quickly I can work this one up. Finished with color 3. So we've got our homespun, we've got our fuzzy stuff, we had our 4-weight white. I like it. I'm liking it. Okay, so I give a thumbs up or thumbs down depending on the color choice that we had or the color pick that we had each week. And this week I am going to give a thumbs up because even though we had the white twice, and I was kind of bummed out by that, it ended up really neat. I like how it framed that reddish cluster. I thought it was super, super cute. So I give a thumbs up on this week's colors. I'm excited for next week so that we can see what next week looks like and what colors we get picked, or what colors get picked next week, because I'm not disappointed. The bigger that it grows, the more variety that we get, even though I feel like it's not a huge variety. We've had gray several times, we've had white several times, but overall I'm liking it. So tell me what you think. Tell me if you give this week's colors a thumbs up or thumbs down. And thank you so much for joining me. I love spending time with you on these Wip Wednesdays and the fun colors that we get to see and the mystery picks that we get. So if you have not already subscribed, I'd love for you to click that subscribe button and click the bell if you would like to get notifications for future episodes. On Wednesdays, we're doing this mystery pick Wip Wednesday with our Thrift and Lift blanket. On Mondays, I do an overview of what I've been working on this week, if you would like to check out the Monday episodes. And Friday is a toss-up. Sometimes it is a pattern. I do a pattern once or twice a month. And I talk about that on the Monday episodes of what's coming up. And I also will do like a random episode, like last week for Friday, we did a Frogger finish video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day.